Can you explain that first alleged incident?
I got into bed and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well and started rubbing my leg. And I jumped up out of bed. Unless someone's been through something where they have their control over their bodies taken away, you don't really understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment.
Imagine you're in the middle of a big, shiny world where movies and TV shows are made every day. That's Hollywood, but not the sunny part with red carpets and smiles. Sometimes, behind the cameras, there are tough stories that shake everything up. One such story is about two men in the entertainment business, Tyler Perry and Derek Dixon. Tyler Perry is a huge name. He's created tons of hit shows and movies that millions of people watch. He built his own studios in Atlanta, Georgia, and he's known for stories about everyday folks facing real-life challenges. Derek Dixon, on the other hand, is an actor trying to make his way in that same tough world. He grew up in North Carolina, studied acting in New York, and dreamed of landing big roles. Their paths crossed back in 2019. Derek was working at an event company, setting up parties for important people in show business. One night, he helped organize a party for Tyler Perry. They met, chatted, and exchanged phone numbers. It seemed like a lucky break for Derek. Tyler offered him a small part in one of his TV shows called Ruthless. Derek was excited. This could be his chance to get noticed. Soon after, he got a bigger role in another show by Tyler, called The Oval. It was a drama about secrets and power in the White House. Derek played a character named Dale, and he appeared in 85 episodes from 2021 to 2025. He was grateful for the work, but things started to feel off as time went on. Picture this. Derek is on set, surrounded by lights, cameras, and busy crew members. Tyler, as the boss, has a lot of say over who gets parts and how the story goes. According to Derek, Tyler began inviting him to his home in Atlanta. The first time was in January 2020. Derek went over, they had some drinks, and Derek ended up staying the night in a guest room because it was late. But in the middle of the night, Tyler came into the room and got into the bed. Derek says Tyler started touching his legs in a way that made him very uncomfortable. Derek pushed him away and said no. He left the next morning feeling shocked and confused. He thought maybe it was a one-time thing, or perhaps he misunderstood. But it didn't stop there. Over the next few years, Derek claims more uncomfortable moments happened. On the set of The Oval, in a trailer where actors get ready, Tyler asked Derek personal questions about his life that felt too private. Then Derek says, Tyler pushed him against the wall and touched him in an unwanted way. Again, Derek said no, and tried to keep things professional. There were also text messages from Tyler that Derek found suggestive and out of place. Things like comments about wanting to be closer or hints at something more than just work. Derek felt trapped. He needed the job to build his career, but these advances made him uneasy every day. He says he tried to ignore it at first, telling himself that maybe this was just how the business worked sometimes. But it kept happening, and he started feeling scared for his safety and his future in acting. As the seasons of The Oval went on, Derek noticed changes in how he was treated. His role got smaller, even though fans liked his character. He believes it was because he kept turning down the advances. By 2024, he couldn't take it anymore. He quit the show and filed a complaint with a government group that looks into workplace problems. Then, in June 2025, Derek decided to go public. He filed a big lawsuit against Tyler Perry and his studios. He's asking for $260 million, saying the unwanted actions hurt his career and caused him a lot of stress. The lawsuit describes a pattern: invitations that led to uncomfortable situations, touches he didn't want, and pressure that made work feel unsafe. Derek says he did this not just for himself, but to stop it from happening to others. Tyler Perry, of course, sees it differently. His team says the whole thing is made up, like a story invented to get money. They call it a shakedown, meaning someone trying to trick him into paying to make it go away. Tyler has built a huge empire from nothing, starting with plays in small theaters and growing into a media powerhouse. He's helped many young actors get their start, and his lawyers point out that Derek got great opportunities because of him. They say there's no truth to the claims, and they're ready to fight it in court. Tyler hasn't spoken directly about it much, but his side is clear. These accusations are false, and he'll prove it. Fast forward to right now, September 2025. Derek is speaking out more than ever. He sat for a long interview where he shared his side of the story in detail. He talked about that first night at the house, how he woke up to Tyler in the bed, touching his thighs. He described the fear he felt, pretending to be asleep at first, hoping it would stop. When it didn't, he firmly said no and got out of there. In the interview, Derek explained why he waited so long to come forward. He said it was terrifying to challenge someone as powerful as Tyler. For years, he tried to handle it quietly, maybe through private talks, but nothing changed. He worried that speaking up could end his career, but in the end, he couldn't stay quiet. He believes everyone should feel safe at work, no matter who their boss is. Derek painted a picture of what it was like on set. The Oval was a busy place, with long hours and high pressure. Tyler was everywhere, directing, producing, and starring. For Derek, that meant the advances felt even heavier, because saying no could mean losing everything. He mentioned how Tyler would sometimes act normal after, talking business like nothing happened. But the messages kept coming, full of hints that made Derek's stomach turn. He shared how it affected his acting. Instead of focusing on lines and scenes, he was always on guard, watching for the next uncomfortable moment. This interview has everyone talking. It's like dropping a stone in a pond and watching the ripples spread. Fans of Tyler's shows are split. Some can't believe it, remembering how he portrays strong moral characters in his stories. Others support Derek, saying it's brave to stand up against someone so famous. Hollywood has seen these kinds of stories before, where power in the industry leads to tough situations for up-and-coming talent. Derek's words highlight how hard it can be for actors like him, who come from smaller places and hustle to make it big. He wants change, so that workplaces and entertainment are fair and safe for all. Think about the stakes here. Tyler Perry isn't just any producer. He's a billionaire who employs thousands. His studios are like a small city in Atlanta, buzzing with creativity. Accusations like this could change how he runs things, or how others see him. For Derek, it's about getting justice and maybe helping the next actor who faces something similar. He says the process has been scary, with people doubting him and the legal fight just beginning. But he's determined. In the interview, his voice was steady, even when talking about the hardest parts. He wants people to know he's not backing down. As this story unfolds, it reminds us that even in the glamorous world of TV and movies, real people deal with real problems. Derek's journey from a small role to the center of a huge lawsuit shows the ups and downs of chasing dreams in show business. Will the court side with him? Will Tyler's team prove their point? Only time will tell. But for now, Derek's interview has opened the door to a conversation about respect and boundaries at work. It's a reminder that behind every screen, there's a human story waiting to be told. Sometimes those stories need to be heard loud and clear to make things better for everyone. Derek keeps emphasizing that he loved acting in the Oval. The cast and crew were like family, and the show tackled big issues like politics and family drama. But the shadow of the advances hung over it all for him. He described one scene where his character was in a tense moment, mirroring how he felt in real life. It was like art imitating his hidden struggles. After quitting, Derek took time to heal. He focused on himself, away from the spotlight. Now, by sharing his experience, he's turning that pain into purpose. The entertainment world moves fast, but this news has slowed things down for a bit. People are watching closely, wondering what comes next. Derek hopes his story encourages others to speak up. He says, "I couldn't just let it go. It wasn't right." And in a business built on stories, this one is gripping, full of twists, and impossible to look away from. It's about courage, power, and the fight for what's fair. Whether you're a fan of Tyler's movies or just curious about Hollywood, this tale has layers that keep you thinking long after the credits roll.